Hello, it's Megan. I am here today to show you how to make the Twisty pop-up card. I shared a couple that I'd made on social media recently and I had a lot of people ask me how it was made. So to show you what it is I'm talking about, this is what we're making today. And when you open it up, it pops out. I'm not sure if you can see that. I hope so. So this was the very first one I made and it has a few little flaws. Then I made this one. It pops out. And my favourite one so far is this one. So I'll show you how we make it. I'm going to use a couple of different scoring methods today because I know that a lot of my audience, a lot of people that have asked me how to make these cards don't have a lot of tools, so I'm going to show you a few ways. My favourite thing to score is actually to use the embossing end of the paper piercer from Close to My Heart. So there's the paper piercing end there, and then you've got the embossing little ball here. So I prefer to use that. So what you're going to need is one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock, any colour. I'm just using black for video purposes, and that's all you'll have left over. Plus you will need one 12 by 12 sheet of double-sided paper, pattern paper. I am using paper from the Magical Kit from Close to My Heart. But if you don't have double-sided paper, that's okay. You can just use two one-sided pattern papers. So for the cardstock, you're going to need to cut 3 pieces. One at 4 by 12 inches, one at 3.5 by 10, and then another one at 3.5 by 8. For your pattern paper, you're going to need to cut 3 pieces at 5 3/4 by 3 3/4 and 4 pieces at 3 1/4 by 2 1/4. So let's get started. Okay, first thing we're going to do is make our card base. This is the 12 by 4 sheet of cardstock, and I am going to show you how to use your paper trimmer to score your work or your cardstock. So what we're going to do with this piece is we're going to score it in half. So we're going to find 6 inches here, and then where you would normally cut, we're going to use that groove there to score our paper. Now what this is just going to do essentially is make it easier to fold. So pop that aside, and then we're going to fold our paper and burnish along that edge there. And there you go, there's our card base. Next we are going to create our pop. So we're going to make this bit here. And for that we're going to need the card stock that is 10 inches by 3.5. I'll use my scoreboard for this one. This is the Martha Stewart 12 by 12 scoreboard, and we're going to score at 2.5 inches, 5 inches and 7.5 inches. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little squares, 3 score marks. We'll pop that away. Then what we're going to do is mountain fold, valley, mountain, or concertina fold until we have a W. So that essentially is going to be our pop. Now the trickiest part of the card is actually the twist mechanism, which is this little bit here that actually pushes that bit up. Very easy. What we're going to do is score down the middle on the long way sorry, on the short edge. So I was going to get my little note piece here. I think it's 1 3/4, yep. So again, I'll use the paper trimmer to score. So there's 1 inch. So 1 3/4. Oh, wrong end. Whoopee. Nearly mucked it. So 1 3/4, and we're going to score all the way down. Okay. Then what we're going to do is score 2 1/4 inches in from this end, 2 1/4 inches in from this end, and then the same on either side. So we'll go to 2 1/4 inches here, and what we're just going to do is put a little notch. I'm not sure if you can see that, just that little notch there. So then we're going to flip it over and do the same on the opposite side. So there's our first notch, and there's our second notch. So then we're going to do the same on this side. 2 1/4, put a little notch, and a little notch down this end. Don't know why I just didn't do that the first time. So a notch at the top and a notch at the bottom. Now what we're going to do is diagonally join these 2 notches. So on my scoreboard, I've got a black texture line. That makes it easy for me to notch up, oh sorry, to connect up and line up this dot with this little notch here. So I line the top up here and the bottom up here, and then know that when I score my diagonal line, I'm meeting up the dots. Another way you can do this is to use a ruler. So connect that dot notch to this little notch, and score it like that. So that's all our scoring done. All we have to do now is fold it. So the first fold will be the middle fold, and then burnish that down. I'm just going to use the end of my scoring knife to burnish that. And then what we're going to do is, with the mountain up, we're going to score it on, fold it on these diagonal score lines here. So one like that, can you see that? And then the other one like that. I hope I'm zoomed in far enough so you guys can see, like that. So we've got a crisscross and the line down the middle. Now what we're going to do is fold those in, and we're going to make a little house. See? And that is going to be our pop-up. So just fold that down, burnish the edges. Okay, there you go. Right, so what we're going to do now is get our card base back. We need to make sure that we put our pattern paper on our cardstock before we attach our little twisty bit. So we'll put our pattern paper there. I've got a little bit sticking out there. Paper trimmer's not working. I need to replace the blade. Okay, so we're going to put some adhesive, whichever's your favourite, on our piece of paper, and then try and get it in the middle. I generally can't. I don't have a very straight eye as well. So that's the front of our card. I don't normally decorate the back. I figure no one sees it, so there's not much point. And then we will decorate, cover the inside of the card. Again, just eyeball it, try and get it in the middle. I never can. See? I'm getting all anxious on video though, so I'm a bit nervous. I don't want to muck up, so I am. Okay, so we'll pop this on the inside of this one. There we go, so there's our card base. Then what we're going to do is get our W face up. So we've got our mountain fold is in the middle. You see that? So then we're going to put our pattern paper on, like so. Oops, got a bit of, and try and get it in the middle. But it's night time and my lighting's terrible. I wanted to get this video done during the day so I had some decent light, but you know what they say about best laid plans, don't you? So again, these pieces of cardstock are, pattern paper, are 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. Whoopsie. I am not sure what happened there. My camera just cut out for some reason. So yes, but we were just about to attach a little twisty house piece to the bottom of our card. So there's the top. Now you want to get it in the middle, so at about the 2-inch mark. You can bring a ruler in if you like, if you want to make sure that you're getting it in the 2-inch mark, and placing it down in the middle. I like to line it up with the top of my pattern paper, so I'm not getting too close to that crease, otherwise your card won't fold properly and you'll end up putting a hole in it. You see my first one? I put a hole in the cardstock. Whoops. Okay, so we're just going to stick that down and then get some more tape. Where's that end? There we go. Nope, that bit's not stuck properly. There we go, and then basically you close the top down on top. Stick that good, and there you have it, our twisty bit. So now what we need to do is add our pop. Okay, so we're going to lay our card out. It won't lay flat, but try and get it as sort of as flat as you can. And with our mountain up, you can bring your ruler back in if you like. At that 2-inch mark, you're going to line up that fold there in the middle, and then fold these flaps in. Now with a piece of a pen or a marker, it doesn't matter, you're not going to see any of this anyway. I like to just put a line here and then scribble, and then the same on this side. A line on the bottom left, scribble. This is where you're going to put your adhesive. Again, I like to use double-sided tape. So just pop that there. Okay, we don't need our ruler now because we can line up this edge of the card with that mark that we made before, lining it up with the top here. Alright, taking our double-sided tape off, and then basically just open your flap and stick it down. Then we do the same to the bottom. Put our card, take our adhesive backing off and stick it. And then you basically, we're just going to fold these bits up. Ah, now I can't get it to fold. There we go. And there you have it. Twisty Pop Card. You can decorate this however you like. I usually use the zip strips that came off the paper packet. See, look how awful my paper trimmer is. Here's a little tip. My paper trimmer has a blunt blade. It needs replacing, so it frays the paper. I'm not sure if you can see that. So what I like to use is actually a nail buffer and just file it. And that gets all the fluffy bits of paper off. See, you can see it's all over my card now. So I'm just going to eyeball that. Put some adhesive on there. And stick that on. Oh, not there. And there we go. You could even add another piece of cardstock with a sentiment on there. Embellish it any way you like. So there you have it. Our little pop-up card. So if you have any questions, just comment in the little doohickey down below and I'll be happy to help answer them. And if you'd like some more little tips and tricks and ideas on how to make these sorts of cards and scrapbook layouts and things, let me know. Alright, I hope you guys have a good day. Bye!